The role of the publisher on paper can be a very valuable role, nurturing the songwriter, supporting either with advances or just with kind of emotional support, criticism. The idea of promoting the song is fantastically important. And the idea of collecting and accounting the rewards generated by the song can be really important. Is that worth 50%? I don't think so, and you don't find many songwriters today signing away all of their publishing. You really find most deals now are 75-25. The writer is retaining the 50% that is the so-called writer's share, and then half the publishing share, so that gives you 25 plus 50. Where it comes to deciding whether you should retain your own publishing, it's a very important decision, and it's a very complicated decision because most people who start out in this need money. So they want it in advance, and they want help. And that's great. That's something a publisher can do. Today, I would say that most songwriters starting out, and most songwriters of any age, any experience who are connecting with publishers, would be wise to realize that publishers have become largely banks. They're advancing your money, and they're collecting money for you. And remember, when they're advancing your money, they're giving you your money. You don't have to pay it back if it's not successful, but if the song is successful, you will be paying it back out of what the song earned. That's very important. As for me personally, when did I decide to retain my publishing or own my own publishing? Well, I was forced to. That's what happened. Because after a number of years of having publishing deals, first publishing deals that were related to record deals, record companies or production companies who would say to me, oh, we'd like to work with you, but as part of the deal, you have to give up a piece or all of your publishing share, which was kind of standard back in the day. Then I graduated to the point of independent deals with publishers that weren't tied to a record deal. And that was a step up because I worked with some good publishers and some good people back then. Then I hit a stage when my then partner and I decided not to continue to pursue being performers and recording artists. And we found, almost to our surprise, that a lot of publishing companies weren't interested in us unless we had a record deal or unless we were going to pursue that. Well, in a way, although it was very difficult financially, and my wife and I, newly married, were living on her teacher's salary at that point, and I thank her for that, I had to learn how to be a publisher because I wasn't going to stop writing. And that meant that I now had to go out and promote those songs. I didn't have anybody to help me do that. It was tough. I wasn't accustomed to cold calling. I was accustomed to having representatives. I wasn't that secure about my writing. I wasn't that secure about any aspect of this. And it was difficult at first. I had many lonely trips to Los Angeles to try to promote my work, particularly at the time, in those days, in the early 80s, mid-80s, when the business really shifted towards L.A. But I learned to do it. I kind of had to do it. And having first one child and then a second pushed me onward. I had to deliver. And the good news is for me that it worked. And it became pretty comfortable for me to do it. And I came to think that in many instances I was my own best representative. I'm sure that wasn't always true. But it worked out in a couple of great experiences where I just went in and because I was hungry enough, I pushed and it happened.